Hello, this is Granny Opterix, and if I'm starting to look a little frazzled and bedraggled, that's because it's getting very hot here in this attic. We're going through what's called a heat wave. Of course, it never gets warm in Britain. We're always constantly surprised by the weather around here. When it snows in the winter, shock horror. When it's hot in the summer, shock horror. Well, yeah, that's the British way, I suppose. Now, I was asked to talk about the Forstater judgment, so I shall. Maya Forstater was employed by the Centre for Global Development and had to take them to court because she was, you might say, gender critical. She has the idea that women are women and men are men, and never the twain can swap, except in certain extremely minuscule circumstances. So this is what happened a few days ago. On the 6th of July 2022, an employment tribunal found that Maya Forstater had been directly discriminated against by the Centre for Global Development because of her beliefs. This follows on from the precedent-setting judgment of the Employment Appeal Tribunal in June 2021. These sorts of things take their time, don't they? Which found that the gender-critical belief that biological sex is really important is covered by the protected characteristic of religion and belief in the Equality Act 2010. Now, this is ridiculous. I mean, the law is a definite ass here. What they're saying here is that she can say what she says because she has the belief that biological sex is real. Well, she's getting out, she's getting at the Centre for Global Development. She's for holding this belief, which is defined as a belief. But, I mean, it's like the belief that the sun comes up in the morning. It does that. You know, it's not a belief, it's a thing. And this shows how there's a rot in there, even with such a positive judgment that we can all celebrate. So it still worries me. Okay, until now, some trans rights advocates have encouraged the idea that gender critical beliefs are protected only if a person keeps them to themselves. What they're saying here is trans rights advocates say, you can think what you like, but you must never say that out loud. And the funny thing is that I heard a journalist called Yasmin Alibi Brown say that on a Question Time programme over 5 years ago. Maybe it could have been as long as 10 years ago, but I'll tell you what, that stuck in my mind. Somebody said, I don't know what it was, but it was probably to do with race, because Yasmin Alibi Brown talks much of that. And she said, oh, no, they can think what they like, but they must never say it. And nobody on that panel picked her up for that. And that's something that's already in people's minds. Very, very, very dangerous. Anyway, but they are saying you can say it now. Oh, phew, that's a relief. This judgment establishes that the legal protection goes further than protecting the mere holding of gender-critical beliefs. So these guys thought that, you know, it's all right so long as you stay really quiet about it. And you could be prosecuted, but so long as you don't say anything, you know, they can't read your mind. Acts of manifesting the belief through lawful speech and action are protected. Well, it's a belief. That's wrong. It's not a belief. You know, okay, there are some people, I have to keep saying this, there are some people who have transitioned to the other sex. They live as that other sex. They act like that other sex. They don't want to be bothered. They just want to live their lives the way they feel best about it. Fine. But these aren't the people we're talking about here. These are the people who say, yeah, well, you've got to believe what I believe. I have a mental problem. It's a shame, but but that's what it is. And because of that, you've got to change your mental attitude as well. You've got to believe everything I believe. Argument itself is offensive, say the radical sex denialists, as they're called in this paper here. Argument itself is offensive. Maya's main argument that transgender women are not women is at baseline offensive because it seeks to eliminate the existence of a group of people. No, that's, you know, that really is ridiculous. She wasn't trying to eliminate a group of people. She was trying to say that these people are not what they say they are, but they are. But that's something else altogether. They're still a group of people. They're just not being quite right about what they think they are. Indeed, we think that Forstater's blog post makes a number of claims that are inherently transphobic. That's what the sex denialist view says, and that are not backed by any evidence. Listen to this. They are not backed by any evidence, these guys say. For instance, the article asserts that trans women are not women. And then, I don't know whose brackets these are, but then it says trans women are not biologically female. Look, trans women are not women. There may be trans women who live as women, who act like women, who wish to be accepted as women. Fine. But they're still not women. They are just in that persona. And that's fine, so long as that's how they're living. The problem here is that we have a group of people, a steadily increasing group of people, arguing against persecuting people who say that trans women are not really women. They are not biologically women. And the argument is that that has to be protected. These people have to be protected because they have a belief. So what do I say about this Forstater judgment? Well, it gets Maya Forstater off the hook. It gets a lot of other people. It would get me off the hook. But it's not right. It's not true. It's not reasonable. It is not a belief I hold. It is an article of fact. Right, well, that's Graniopteryx. I'm to be found on YouTube, Rumble, BitChute and Minds. I let you know when I've uploaded a video. And the other, I know YouTube very often doesn't, so please subscribe to me at Graniopteryx on Twitter, Gab and Parler. I knew I'd missed one. And please like this video, share it if you dare. At least now you know your beliefs are not going to be persecuted, at least under English law, not for a while anyway. So that's right, share, like, push the like button. I've told you, oh yes, subscribe. I know YouTube isn't that good about it. Check your subscription on YouTube and the notification bell. Maybe it helps. And help support my channel if you can. And that's it. See you next time. Why not treat yourself or a favoured relative or friend to these magnificent examples of merch? The mugs and t-shirts come in the Graniopteryx design or Granbo with a firearm or the more deadly knitting needles. Go to www.graniopteryx.com and whatever platform you're watching this on, please click like, subscribe and share.